Greetings, everybody. So, the new racks are here. So I got one here to go with the other two that are still over there. And then behind is the fourth. So now it's a matter of trying to organize everything. Now, one question I've seen a lot on Instagram, and my Instagram is YouTube underscore the hockey guy. Pretty basic. The one question I've seen a few times, and I've seen it on there, is so how did you get started? Well, um, collecting jerseys is basically a matter of finding affordable places to buy them. I don't pay full price for jerseys in general, and like this one is for instance, this is a black accelerator. It's a Buffalo Sabres Thomas Vanek. I got it on eBay on full moon jerseys for about $50. I've most of my Adidas, like this one here, I got through Ben H Sports, and I know for people who've been subscribers for a long time, you know this. But if you're looking to start one, again, the two things, the two pieces of advice I can give is, if your aim is to have one of every team, all right, so just don't be picky. I know in the beginning when I was collecting my jerseys, I would just make sure I had one of each team, and that was it. And I wasn't overly picky over, because if I didn't like a team, I didn't really care which one I got of theirs. I had one. And so you've kind of got to look for the cheap ones on eBay. I do regret that Lids was bought out by Fanatics, so Fanatics runs Lids. A lot of my jerseys I got through Lids. Lids used to have this really, really good program for rewards and membership, and I was able to get jerseys for cheap and hats for cheap through Lids because I had a membership, and the points added up fast if you knew where to spend them and when, or how to collect them and when to spend them. And so that's gone. I know Ice Jerseys, Cool Hockey, these sites always have their sales going on. I do still get messages about whether Full Moon Jerseys is legit. They are legit. The prices are cheap because part of what you're getting when you're starting out a collection is you're also going to be getting guys who got traded. I have one, two, three. I think I have four Islander jerseys that were cheap because Tavares and 91 are on the back of them. That's just reality. That it's like, all right, well, all right, it's dirt cheap. Let's go ahead and get it. And it's going to have Tavares on the back. So this one, Vanek's on the back. Vanek was traded at the time I got it. Vanek wasn't a Sabre anymore. So you're going to get traded players for cheap. And on eBay, just keep your eyes open. There are jerseys I've still been looking for. And once we get into the history of, like right here, this is Anaheim. And it goes all the way from their beginnings right up until now. Once I get everything done, I can go through and do jersey videos for each team's history. But a lot of these I got through used from sellers, and a lot of them are used. I don't buy brand new very often unless I'm buying through Ben, Full Moon, Ice Jerseys, Cool Hockey. But for the other ones that have to fill out the collection, I'm usually buying used. Very often it's something somebody else had. It might have stains on it. There's an Ottawa one I got this week. So I can grab this. This one I got this week. So somebody's going to look at this and say, oh, that's in really sweet condition. Nope. There's stains on the back of it that Yvonne's pretty sure she can't get out. Can you see it? No, you can't. So this is one of those ones that when I bought it, I knew getting it for $30. I'm getting it for $35 because it's got some stains on the white. But you're not really going to see them on camera. I mean, if I get up close and I hold up, you'll be able to see there's a black smudge there and there's stains on the back. But again, in this design, it is hard to find them with the white stripe in them. I had the black and red one. I've always wanted the one with the white stripe. So I get that. And in order to get it, I have to make some compromises. So, and we do have videos coming up on maintenance with jerseys. And I know some people might get confused when you see the occasional jersey maintenance video, but it's been a key thing. Reeboks especially will snag. They snag easy. When I was taking the jerseys out of the dresser that's no longer in the corner, we took the dresser out of the corner. I moved the TV into the corner so that I have room for the third rack here, which gets me more room overall. I actually have more room in this room now. We do have some more cleaning up to do. and then that'll be even more apparent. But because we moved the bookshelves around and everything, so the bookshelves out, so the jerseys are further back. But when I was cleaning out the dresser, this wonderful sleeping cat over here. So see that this little angel here. She had really done a number on one of my jerseys. If I was still single, I probably would have had to throw it out. I would have been very upset. And it's the Blues Reebok 50th anniversary throwback. So it's the original 1967 design, and because it was the bottom drawer, Bear was opening up the bottom drawer of that dresser and climbing in. And I would put her out if I caught her, but clearly she's been climbing in there without my knowledge, and she's been kneading the jerseys and pulling them around to swaddle herself with. And Yvonne was able to fix the jersey enough that I'll be able to wear it in videos. People won't be able to see the snags, but it is damaged. So that's why we're going to be doing the Jersey 101 videos as well, is because that happens. You get pulls and snags. The old CCMs, this one's covered in little pulls. This one, and there's really no way around it. There's a snag on the back of this one too. The back of this is kind of a mess. But again, it was $35, right? So if you're looking and going, well, I need a Senators one because I don't have Senators. You spot something like this for $35, you go, well, it's an old jersey, so it's a conversation starter. So somebody sees runs, go, hey, that's a classic Senators. That's kind of nice. And general passersby aren't going to think, oh, that jersey's got some pulls and snags in it. What's wrong with you? Are you homeless? It doesn't really happen. So yeah, this one was $35. And then one thing with the full moon jerseys. So I got this one as well last week. I actually ordered this before the world came to an end out there. I ordered it months ago, but since it was sitting at the American Post Office box, it took a while to get forwarded to here. And so with this taking a while to get forwarded to here, I actually won a bid on this. I think I bid like $40. The key thing with bidding on jerseys, and I've suggested this before. So this was on full moon jerseys. I've bid on this one before. They have bidding on this one almost every time that the bids start up again. They'll have a Sidney Crosby. This is a medium. And so the way to do it is not to bid in increments. Just go, I can afford $60 on this. I can afford $50 on this. I'm not willing to go above, and just immediately put in your bid at that. So if the bidding is at $13, just put in your bid, and then when it has the increased max bid, just put in $50, because people are going to have that automated software, and the only way to really get around that, because I've tried going back and forth with people, and you get sniped at the last second. So this one I didn't get sniped. I got sniped last month. Didn't bother me because I was like, all right, well, you got it. And yeah, so I do prefer these jerseys. The C on this is gigantic, I have to add. I do prefer these jerseys with the name and number on them. Somebody asked in the comment section not too long ago, why do I have so many blanks? Blanks because I don't think blanks age. I think that if you have a blank jersey, you can wear it whenever. People are going to say that's a nice shirt. If you have a name and number on the back, people are going to be like, oh yeah, look at that number, and all right. And there haven't been very many players that when I was younger, I'd say, oh, I wanted a name and number of that person on my jersey. Maybe Cliff Ronning on an old Canucks jersey, but still. I preferred the blanks. And the blanks were always cheaper. When you're buying a jersey with a name and number on it, you're going to be looking at probably an extra $50, which to me, I'll save the $50 and not get a name and number on the back. Honestly. I know it's cheaper if you get them pre-done like this. If you get them hand-stitched, it's more expensive. And I'm going to say this too, for people who might see pre-sewn, which this is your pre-sewn, and then you have their hand-stitched, I do recommend hand-stitched jerseys. That being said, one thing I don't do, and no matter how big this channel has gotten, I have stuck to this, absolutely stuck to this. I don't buy game-worn jerseys. I don't buy jerseys with autographs on them. I don't buy jerseys that are really fancy. I don't buy jerseys that are really expensive. Like, I want a rare jersey, sure, but I have my limit where I'm not going to go beyond, and I'm not going to spend a ridiculous amount of money. I want to be able to have a jersey like this that if we had a meetup locally, I can go out, play street hockey, and if I fall down and if I damage the jersey in any way, it doesn't matter. And it's not a huge deal. People I know feel that way about the counterfeits. I don't buy counterfeits because again, I got this for about $40. So the Chinese ones are $40, but this was $40, and it's not a knockoff. So I don't have knockoffs in my collection. If you see me wearing a jersey in a video, it's not a knockoff. I do have knockoffs in our room. Those are kind of cautionary tales, and I learned a lot from the knockoffs that I got immediately when I got them. Like, okay, all right. And it was too bad because still to this day, the Nashville Predators third jersey with the checkerboard design around the bottom, I still don't have that in a legitimate jersey. I just have a knockoff, and I don't wear it. As much as I love that Nashville jersey, and that's my favorite Nashville jersey, it's just a giant no for me. So, all right, I'll put this back. So again, the intention is to get everything organized. I have another ottoman. Like I've got one over here. I'm going to have another ottoman in this room as well. Probably get rid of the stools that I've had in here for a long time. At the very least, the shorter one I'll probably just ditch. But we'll see what happens. I'm also getting a new desk for my computer, which I think is going to be beneficial. It's better use of the space than this one. This one doesn't. I don't like the way it utilizes the space. But it's still a work in progress. I wanted to give you guys a look. I know there were people who said, oh, you should do a live stream when you're doing the room. It was 2.5 hours of Yvonne and I working in here. And honestly, it wasn't exciting. It was mostly, if this camera had been on, mostly you would have just seen one of the racks sitting in front of it. Because we were doing work over here and over there and all over the place, and the rack was kind of sitting in the middle of the floor. And then, of course, there was the excitement of us dragging out the dresser and moving the cat trees. One thing I will say about Shadow here is whenever I'm moving furniture, that's when he decides he has to be on it. So as soon as I started moving the dresser, he's like, oh, yeah, I got to get up on top of that. You don't. You really don't. And then I get him off of it, and then she's trying to jump up on top of it. I'm like, no, you don't need to be up there too. This isn't how this works. So cats will be cats, I guess. I'm also working on having my magnets and markers. Basically, I've had all my magnets on these really big boards, and I want to do away with that. I still have the power rankings all set, all the same as they were over 2 months ago when the league went on pause. I'm thinking about taking that apart because obviously, if we do get hockey back, it's going to be it's going to be playoffs. There's not going to be regular season. There just isn't. So I know they're still talking about it like, well, we're trying to salvage. You're trying to salvage it. You're not going to be able to. It's not going to work. Players won't come back to play if they have nothing to play for. Talking them into it's going to be one thing, but if they have nothing to play for, they're not going to come back. And I can't say I blame them in this environment either. So, yeah, the advice I would give to anybody who's starting a collection is go slow. When I started, it was one a month. It was one a month, and I would allow myself one a month, and I'd say, all right, what am I looking for this month? And I would go through as many sites as possible and find the cheapest option possible. I know with Leafs, for instance, and I've always kind of made the joke that I have a bunch of Leafs jerseys because they're cheap, but it's true. I got most of my Leafs jerseys on sale because they'd missed the playoffs, and local stores would be trying to get rid of their product and their inventory. And I'd be like, I'll pay $40 for a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey that was $130 last week. I'll do that. So I'd go into Sport Check. As soon as the playoffs were over, I would start shopping for hockey jerseys because I knew I would find them cheap at retail stores. The one issue right now is retail stores aren't carrying them like they were, at least not around here, not between here and Vancouver. And if they do, normally it's just Canucks. I don't see other teams very often, which makes sense. One of my San Jose jerseys, I think it's the one, I think it's in here. Where is it? Well, I think it was in here. It was in there. Is it over there? Uh, it's around. Anyways, the San Jose one that's got the black shoulders and the regular stripes before they went to just the kind of bland looking one they have now in the Adidas. The design before that, that jersey I actually found at a Sport Check store, and it was 2 years before I bought it. 2 years before it went on sale. And every time I would go into that Sport Check store, it was at Guildford Mall in Surrey. I would go in, I'd go exactly to that rack, I would look exactly where the jersey was and go, yep, still here, still $130, still not buying it. And then 2 years later, it was $70, and I was like, now I will buy it. So it's a matter of finding something that, again, like, okay, here's a funny thing too. There was a guy on eBay selling a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. It's the 75th anniversary of the NHL. So if you're a Leafs fan, you probably know which one that is. And I was like, well, I don't have it, so I can bid on it. So I'm going to bid on it. But it said best offer too. So I'm like, okay, so I'll make him an offer. So I made him an offer, which was right around where the first bid was. Not that much less, but it was less. Because I thought, you know what, he's got less than 24 hours. There hasn't been a bid yet. I'll take a shot at it. So he counter offered with a lot more. And as soon as I saw the counter offer, I was like, no. Now, you could panic and say, well, I guess I could do that. Because the price he was quoting me was a lot less than what I've seen on custom throwback jerseys. I've seen it on there for like $260, which right now with what we're going through, I'm not paying $260 for it. It's not gonna happen. So I made him the offer. He gave me the counter, and instead I went, fine, I'll bid on it. And so I bid on it. I was the first bidder, and I got it. And that was for about $50 less than what he had given me as a counter offer. Because I was like, he's not. I even said to Yvonne, I said, he's not going to get that, not right now. Like right now, if you want to get into collecting, and if you're not in a position right now where your work's been compromised, and you've still got a decent income coming in, this is probably a really good time to get in, because you're going to have collectors as well who may be impacted by the economic fallout of all of this, who need to liquidate their collection. And as a result of needing to liquidate their collection, you may be able to get a really good deal on jerseys. So, yeah, we'll see. And then for me, I'm going to go through everything, and I'm probably going to thin out my collection a bit as well. I've talked about it for a long time, and Yvonne and I were talking about it today, and we realized, yeah, it's probably time to thin it out. I'm not going to be selling via YouTube. I'm not going to be selling them off and sending them off to subscribers. I learned years ago that can get really dicey really fast, and postal costs right now are really expensive. So when I decide to thin them out, it'll probably be in a public manner with people locally, that kind of thing. So that's going to happen, and yeah, it's going to be nice to have everything all exactly where I know everything is. Once you've been in a space for a little over a year, it's easy to start losing track. So, yeah, that's why there hasn't been anything on the entertainment guy for the last couple of days either. Yesterday we were supposed to have the live stream, we didn't because Yvonne had to go to Vancouver, and then today we had the 2.5 hours of trying to get everything done in here. And we've still got a lot of work left to do. So there won't be a live stream on Entertainment Guy today. There will be a Hockey Guy live stream tomorrow for NHL 20, where we start the conference finals. So you have Calgary, you have Detroit, you have Philadelphia, and you have Columbus, because that's how it all simulated out. So nobody from the Atlantic, but every other division still has a team in it, and Calgary is still carrying the flag for Canada as the lone hope left. So we'll see how that goes. And then once I'm done playing that one through, then we'll start playing through other NHL 20 files, unless by then we know the NHL is coming back, and then I'll have a lot of new NHL stuff to cover. But with the new racks in place, and with everything I own now is in this room, and it's all hung up. And so I have a visual idea of where everything is. I'm going to start doing the jersey history videos, where I go through each team and try to cobble together their history of their jerseys as much as I can with the jerseys I have in my collection. and go over design changes and little things that changed along the way. I don't have every jersey of every team, but I have a lot. So I get the question a lot of how many do you have? It's well over 300. It's likely that in this room I've probably got around 400. I haven't gone through and counted them because no, but it's likely in that region. And again, I'm going to go through, put them all in teams, and then I'm going to do some thinning out of the overall numbers after that. So, because honestly, I've talked about it for years, but it kind of feels like my collection's done. It does. Like, I'm still finding ones that I'm missing here and there, but outside of whatever new thirds are going to come out in the fall or in the summer, I'm really kind of finished. Even with Ben H. I mean, I used to go through Ben and I'd email him every month like, all right, I need these, and I'd have a handful. And now there really isn't anything because I've kind of got it. So, and again, his prices are pretty good right now, and it's worthy of note that his prices are probably, especially if you're in the States, his prices are really low. If you're on the American side of the border right now, look for Canadian sellers on eBay that ship to the States. You're in pretty good shape right there. One other thing too, though, if you are dealing with international shipping, it is taking a lot longer than normal. I have a Glen Rush jersey that I had ordered a couple months ago. I still don't have it. It was coming from Sports K. Sports K is legit as well. I still don't have it. And apparently it's still in Chicago, but apparently Chicago is really backed up. So we'll see when/if I get it, and when/if I do, then I can do like a Chico Resch, Glen Rush career video, which I think would be kind of fun. Glen Rush dealt with a lot of losing in Colorado and New Jersey, so I have nothing but respect for that man for not losing his mind when he went from the best team in the league in the Islanders to Colorado. That had to be tough. It had to be tough. Anyways, thank you guys so much for all your support. And I'm looking forward to doing some more fun sort of jersey stuff. That jersey video I did earlier this week really hit. And so thank you guys for commenting and for new subscribers as well. This week, I've picked up roughly 500 subscribers, which is a lot, comparatively speaking, with the rest of the time since all of this end of the world stuff started. So, the channel's doing really, really well, and that's thanks to you guys. So thank you so much for all your support. I'm going to go back to organizing these as much as I can while not losing my mind. I've got it done right now up until Carolina. So Anaheim through Carolina is right here. And yeah, so then I've got Chicago and Colorado, Columbus, Dallas, Detroit. But as a for instance, Anaheim, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 Anaheims here. I think that's all the Anaheims I have is 7. When I started the channel, I had... When did I didn't have any. When I started the channel, I didn't have any. I'd had an original Mighty Ducks. I had... Is it in here? No, so I have 8 because it's not actually in here. It's over there. The original, the purple Mighty Ducks, the eggplant, and I had actually given it away because I'm like, I don't like the Ducks. So I gave it away. That was before I had a channel. I was like, I'll give it away. So at the time I started the channel, I actually had nothing. And then I had to go and buy it again. Because if I give it away, I'm not going to go to somebody and go, hey, you know that thing I gave you? Can I get it back? So there you go. Thank you guys again, though, for all your support. It means a lot. Do hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And happy collecting. I do see people say that I inspired them to start collecting. Enjoy it. And again, look for deals. Always look for deals. Look for sales. And be patient. Be as patient as possible because you'll find deals. I'll give another example here. So this one here, this Flyers one here, I didn't have this one when this was actually their design. This one I waited for. I got it through Full Moon Jerseys for I think it was $39. So again, I had known for years. I was like, well, I don't have that one. I don't have it, and I just didn't buy it because I wasn't spending $129 on it when it was their current jersey, but I got it later on. So sometimes it means that when a jersey comes out, you have to wait. The one trick with that is, from current jerseys, the Adidas thirds always sell out really fast. So that's the one exception. The Adidas thirds always sell out really fast. My advice on that is, you can, if you can bite the bullet and spend the money on one, make sure it's a team you cheer for. I mean, as nice as some of them are, if it's not a team you cheer for, you're probably going to be just as happy with a $39 old jersey like an old Flyers rather than their new third, which is, of course, their stadium jersey from a couple years ago, where you go, I don't really need that. So, yeah, that kind of thing. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will talk to you again soon.